In this tutorial, we are going to see what are the operators we use in text. So, operators are the symbols or keywords used to perform operations on our data, right? So, there are four types of text operators we use depending on what kind of operation we have to do, right? So, these four text operators are arithmetic operators for performing mathematical calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and exponent. Then we have comparison operators, right, which return boolean as a result, that is either true or false. Next we have text concatenation operator, which is ampersand or and symbol, right? So this is basically for the concatenation of text, different text values, right, or the string values. Next we have logical operators that we use to study in gates, that is and, or, and in, right? Let's see the practical implementation, how we can use these operators on our data. So inside my Power BI desktop, I have created this static table, right? You can use any of the data set you have, right? If you want to create this table here, so I'll attach the link into my description of this tutorial, how we can add the static table into our Power BI desktop, right? So my first scenario, what I will be showing you is just addition of first name and second name as a single column, right, in full name. So we will be seeing both calculated column and calculated measure. So to create any column, we have two methods. First one is just selecting the table in which you want to just add that column. Here you will see new column option, right, under table tools. Second way is just click on this more options and have new column. One formula bar will come up, right? Here you can write your expression. Firstly, I'll rename it to full name, right? Now this is my name of the column, right? Now to add any column, calculation post equal to, we write our calculation. So I'll be taking first name as a column here, right? So inside this square brackets, this value is my column name, and before that this is my uh, table name, right? So we saw that to add two values or concatenate two values, text values, we use ampersand, and then we will be using our second value. So here I have second name, right? So if I commit it, you can commit it using this tick option, or you can press enter. So if I just try to display you on a table visual the first name and the second name, right? So here this way you will see. But now if you add full name here, you will see a new column with the addition or concatenation of both the values but without space. Now if I show you the table view, you will see one more column added up in the table model view itself, or the data model itself. But now I have to just add space here, so I'll just edit this column and add one string here this way, and a space here. So I am concatenating three strings here. First is first name, then the blank space, and then the second name. If I just press enter, you will see a space between all the values. This will be reflecting here also. Now, if I try to show you the marks here inside Power BI, Python, SQL, and Excel, I will just display you what is the value here. So let me just create one measure here. Same way we can create one measure, right? Students marks here. This is the new measure here. You can create new measure from here as well, or inside this table as well, new measure. So here I will be adding up these marks, right? So for that, aggregate, let me call it student aggregate, right? I just want to add Power BI, Python, SQL, and Excel. So if I press shift enter, I will be moving to next line. Here I'll call sum function. Sum function adds up the values in a column, right? So here we can add column, only one column name. If you show on the here top, it is displaying the function syntax of sum function and the definition. So let me just add this using plus operator to add the value of it, right? So as many as values you want to add, you can take up those multiple values in this particular way, right? If you just press enter or click on this tick, you will see one measure has been added. You can see the difference between the symbols of this calculated column and the measure. You can identify using the symbol also, and you will see the student aggregate is now coming up, correct? So this is the student aggregate, that is sum of 94, 79, 64 and 67. This is 304. You can sort it the same way you sort in our normal columns, right? This way. So the minimum aggregate or minimum marks is 254. Correct. Now if I just want to show you the percentage or the division, so you can create one new measure here, right? Here let me call it percentage, right? So here what percentage will be student aggregate, right? Divide, you will be having 400 because 1 2 3 4 we have 400, sum of four subjects, 100 each, right? Not 1,000 but it's 100, right? You can add this value to this table also, right? Or not 100 but it's a 400 because we have four subjects, right? This way. Now if you just see it into, if this 0.64, you can add this percentage here to display it into this percentage format. What I did is I just select this percentage value, and here I inside the measure tools I have clicked on this percentage, so this is giving me the percentage of that value, right? So this is our arithmetic operator, demonstration of arithmetic operator, right? So if I just show you one more way, let me just create one more measure here. I will be seeing comparison operator again here. So here let me call it as grade. If or not if I just compare percentage value is greater or equal, or if it is greater than 80, so what, let's see what it will give. If I just try it here, so it is giving me false everywhere. Why? Because we have this in the format of it is not comparing actually the both values, right? 80%, or if I just go to percentage here and remove this percentage, right, and try again to add this percentage, right? So if I try to display it 0.8, see, it is giving us a result now because there it was considering it as text value, correct? So if I show you, this is giving me the boolean result. So if my value is greater than 0.8, then it will give me true, otherwise it will give me false. Again, if I just try to go to percentage here, if I try to give it the percentage, right? Now if I just try to call it with mm, 80% this way, it will just fail because we are giving different values, right? Different values in the sense we are comparing text and numeric value, correct? So for that we will have to use the value function or the format function to convert the data type. So here I'll just try to remove this percentage from here, right? If I try to put grade instead of 0.8, it will give me true. If I just try to add if inside if statement will also check the boolean value and will print if something if it is true or print something if it is false. So if I just try to put this inside the if condition, so this if condition is check whether the condition is true or false and print the result as per the logic. So here it is showing me the syntax. Firstly I have to write the logical text. So this is my logic, right? If I just try over here a true result, so inside true let me add a, or else I will be adding b grade. So it will check if the percentage is greater than 0.8, then it will give me a, otherwise it will give me false, and we can close the bracket here. And if I just commit it, so it will give me the result in a or b. See, so this is how our comparison, concatenation and arithmetic operators work, right? Now one more thing we have logical operators, right? So if I just create one new measure here, so again let me just add grading as a new column. Again I'll be using if function. Now same logic I will be using percentage is to, okay, yeah, percentage is greater than, let's say 0.9, and and percentage is less than 0.85. Then what it show, it should show a, otherwise, okay, wrong value. So here let me just give it 1.0, right? A plus, otherwise it should display a. And if I just close the bracket, if I commit it, so what is this doing? This is basically checking whether both the conditions are true or not. Both the conditions means this condition and this condition. So it will check whether the value is greater than 0.9 and the value is smaller than 1.0, right? If it is, then it will give me a plus, otherwise let me give it b, right? If I try to add this grading here, see what will happen. So for the values, let's say 0.9, so the values greater than 0.9 will be a plus, right? Now for example let me give the values greater than 0.8 and the values is smaller than 0.9, print that for a, otherwise b. If I give it this way, so for the values that are greater than 8, so values that are greater than 8 are all these values, right? So here for all these values, it is checking again the percentage less than 0.9. So these are A, right? So it is giving me the result, or we can call it 1.0, or keep it 0.9 only and give it the result. So this is how comparison operator works inside if statement. So here what we have learned about how calculated columns and the measures work, right? So the difference here is if you created a calculated column just like full name, we have that column added in the data model itself, but measures will not be added in the data model, right? And in this column, in this calculated column, we saw how concatenation of text values work, and we tried to concatenate three strings: the first name, the blank string, and the second name, right? Then we have more values. We saw arithmetic operators, we saw comparison operators, and also we have seen the logical operator, the and operator that we use in the gates. So